NDINDI rubbishes Ruto's finance bill ahead of us this year. And according to NDINDI, the finance bill Ruto's administration will now give Kenyans update on 1st June. Is saying that this finance bill is going to harm Kenyans and is calling upon Kenyans to reject it. Admits to his movement to file William Ruto's removal in court, demanding Ruto's administration to step down because they are harming Kenyans' life.
The people in government decided to cut the budget that they had brought in the budget policy statement. Pesa ambayo ilikuwa ya coffee cherry fund, which was 3 billion. Nikaona wakileta bajeti yenyewe wamekata bilioni 1, na nikiangalia kule bilioni 1 itaenda, sio mambo inahusikana na wananchi. And because the cycle is still ongoing in parliament, we will make sure that we return that money to where it should be. Ikuje ishikilia wakulima wetu. Coffee cherry fund. Coffee cherry fund inafanyanga wakulima wapate pahali ya kukopa pesa na bei ya chini, so that we don't overburden them with expensive debts. The second thing, we have been making sure that every financial year we allocate money to assist farmers in the repayment of the previous loans, in the previous debts. Lakini nimeona katika hii budget imeletwa pia hiyo pesa imetolewa, which is not a very good indication. But the last thing that is very surprising also is that the monies that was allocated for fertilizer subsidy in the budget policy statement, 7 billion Kenya shillings of that has been hived off.
As if this is not enough, the CS of National Treasury, John Mbadi, reacted and begging Kenyans not to do the same on whatever they did when the other CS was reading the finance bill 2024. And here is a video clip. Mbadi seems to be stressed up because he knows and I understand that he is causing violence, that this finance bill is going to make Kenyans turn back to the streets and call for mass demos for this regime to exit.
No major adjustments in tax rates. That we are not really using this finance bill to raise more revenue in terms of additional or varied tax system or tax rates. So that is the bottom line. And so before muanguke nae na hii budget yangu, hii finance bill yangu, vile mlianguka na ile ingine, I want you to take your time and just understand what is in it.
Yeah.
And it is a very good question that you have asked. What we have done with this finance bill is simply to make tax system more efficient, to streamline it. Tax administration, that is what it is dealing with. There have been a lot of ambiguities and contradictions in our tax laws.
Allow me to dig deep into the 2 video clips I've just displayed, ladies and gentlemen. But before I carry on, pleasure to meet you once again. Thank you so much for your subscription in this channel, and we are going well, and I believe, as I said, or as we agreed, by the end of this month we are going to make it at 10,000 subscribers. And thank you so much. We are now half. May God bless you so much, almost reaching 600. So far 400 subscribers remaining. I know this week and next week we are done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for doing such a great job, because the moment you like my videos, the moment you share your thoughts, the moment you subscribe to this channel, it's enabled me to work with zeal and zest to ensure that I give you legal updates based on our political observation in this country. Now, John Mbadi is in ICU. The finance bill they are going to read is either going to provoke Kenyans or allow Kenyans to support them. But according to me, This finance bill is only based on themselves, but not Kenyans' welfare. Because since we started reading this finance bill, wanaongeza deni juu ya deni. Vile Ndini Nyoro is saying. Wanaongeza deni juu ya deni. Kenyans are still suffering. Na niliwauliza last month. Hii nchi ni nchi iko na do. Ni viongozi ndio wataki kukua ukweli, kufanya mambo yao ikuwe ukweli. You see, if we build the industries, and I believe on that, and invent ourselves in agriculture, like Theodore Roosevelt did, the United States of American former president, late, people like Abraham Lincoln, then we are going to make this country to be a better place. But now, the question is, who are these people going to make this country to be a better place? It is you and me. You see, according to Mbadi and William Ruto, they have made it in life. So they are not bothered whether this finance bill is going to hurt you or harm you. And that is why Ndini Nyoro, as a person or as a former chairperson in the budget committee in the National Assembly, is understanding this more as compared to even people like Atandi, who are just having a lot of big English, but they cannot fulfill the dream Kenyans demanding or in need of for this country. So, according to this finance bill, as I am weighing it, they have just tried to bring the other finance bill of 2024 apart, some parts of it, but it is not going to help Kenyans at all. How many years are we reading finance bill every now and then? Instead of reducing taxes, instead of reducing loan, instead of reducing borrowing, we are still carrying on to borrow. Uhuru Kenyatta, Kibaki left it at roughly 2 trillion or 3 trillion. The current Uhuru Kenyatta, during that time when he was the president, together with William Ruto, who is now the current president, they took it up to 7 trillion. How many are those? How much is that? From 3 trillion to 7, 4 trillion. You borrow a lot of money. 1 trillion is enough to make this country to grow. Enough to make our country to be a better place. Even the villages. Roughly even 2 trillion. We can have good airports, good roads, good industries, job creation, free education, nurses to be paid, doctors to be paid, teachers to be paid. And any other person can borrow loan, access loan from the government to enable him or her to expand his business. A university graduate can have a job opportunity. A college graduate can have a job opportunity. But we are not seeing that. So that is why these people are now realizing that this finance bill is going to bring us back to demos. Because Kenyans will ask them the same question. To make it worse, they never make it in public participation. They never come for me. What about you? They never come for any person discussing about this finance bill. But it's just their warming chair and is the national treasury. Because when we want to make the constitution, I know that very well, that any people's concept are always sought in the decision making. So when we come with this finance bill, have we even asked Kenyans about this finance bill? Have they agreed with this finance bill? So that is what Ndini Nyoro is questioning the government and now demanding this government to step aside because he is understanding this finance bill. In other words, when I look at Ndini Nyoro's move or take, he's also bitter and annoyed because he was removed as the national chairperson budget committee in the National Assembly. So, as much as he's bringing this, but there is also political differences, is creating to make this administration to sink and other administration to come up and lead this country. So that is the drama. Ladies and gentlemen, still Zion Kenya TV YouTube updates. Thank you so much for your support. Stay tuned for more political news. Bye bye and all the best.